On the CircuitPython Parsec today, I wanted to show you how you can monitor the battery level on an ESP32-S2 or S3 Feather using the onboard I2C battery monitor. So Feather boards, as you're probably familiar with, they have a LiPo battery port, so you can plug in, use, charge LiPo over this port. You can charge it just by plugging it into USB. Typically on Feather boards, you can monitor the battery level with an analog pin that's connected to that battery pin for a rough estimate using a voltage divider. But in the case of these Feather ESP32-S2 and S3 boards, and I believe this covers the TFT ones and the reverse TFT ones, you can have the luxury of an actual battery monitoring chip on board that runs over I2C. So there's two possible chips. The one that's on most of the boards now is this MAX 17048 chip, battery monitoring chip. And here's how you can use it inside of CircuitPython. So I'm going to plug in the Feather, and I've got this little battery here that's pretty well charged, if I recall. Here you go. So I plug it in, and it's reading out battery voltage. It's telling me what the current voltage is of it, the voltage right now is of it, as well as the percentage, which is estimating about 86.8%. So to show you the difference when I plug in another battery, I think this one is a bit lower, a little more like half. Plug this in, it starts updating. Oh, we're getting the same. What is that? That seems like a weird coincidence. I don't trust that. Let me reset the board. Have it check this one out. There we go. Okay, so 3.94 volts it's reading off the battery, and it's saying that's actually about 69%. So the way you do this in CircuitPython is you're going to import the library for the chip you have. On the Feather pages for these, it'll tell you the two different possible ones. In this case, it's going to be import Adafruit MAX 1704X, that covers a few different chips. And then we set up the instance of this by saying monitor equals Adafruit MAX 1704X dot MAX 17048, the specific chip we have here, and it's running over board I2C. Then in the main loop, we can just ask for it by saying monitor.cell voltage and monitor.cell percent, and that will just spit those out. You can use them for anything you want. In this case, I'm just going to print them down here. Then I take a little pause and repeat. So you can, like I said, go check out the guides for, I'll put this code up in the blog post about this, but you can check out the guides for info on the two possible chips, and that would be in the Learn Guide for Feather ESP32-S2, S3, and the TFT variants of those. So that is how you can do battery monitoring on a Feather ESP32-S2 or S3 over I2C inside of CircuitPython. And that is your CircuitPython Parsec.